is Anaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You are now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
Yo, it's your boy, the host with the most that like butter on his motherfucking toast, just that water. And it's another episode of the Florida Vibe Directory. And we got a very special guest with us in the building today, Broward, legend in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? He be doing his thing. We got Ray Lewis. New Ray Lewis in the building.
Check me out. It's the kid Ray Lewis, man. What's good, man? Yo, all right, first and foremost, I was born in Florida. Raised in New York,
this boy.
Grew up in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
We're not asking no questions. We already get straight to it. Let me get to that, my boy. This boy was going crazy.
All right,
we gonna start slow, man. How was your day, man? How was your day?
Man, I always try to wake up like on some like positive, like positivity, like you know what I'm saying. Even though everybody got their problems, like real life problems, but when I wake up today, how I started my day. You know what I'm saying? I really, like, think positive. Like, that's the first thought to think is just positivity because that determines how the rest of your day is going to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you know because you be tapped in spiritually and shit. So, yeah. So, everything was good. I made it here. You know what I'm saying? We here. We right here.
Mm-hmm. You did anything? You worked today? You was off today?
Nah, today I just had to, I'm off on, like Mondays and shit, like the restaurant be closed and shit. Just for y'all don't know, I'm a fucking chef too. You know what I'm saying? I'll be cooking up in the kitchen.
Okay.
So when y'all hear me rap about that shit, I really be in the kitchen like cooking up.
Shout out to Trap Bocce.
Facts. Shout out to the Trap. You know what I'm saying? We out here doing big things. Big things.
Yeah, I see you on IG cooking crazy shit. I don't know if that's for like Trap Bocce itself or y'all just cooking like for y'all, but this boy Ray be really cooking in the kitchen for real. He be going ham.
Word, nah, I appreciate that. Nah, I'm trying to, I'm starting a cooking show. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to infuse my music with the cooking because everybody, like, that's a little attraction. I get a lot of interactions and shit off of Instagram and shit. By cooking whatever I'm cooking or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You see how you was like, oh shit, that shit look good. Like mad niggas, mad bitches be DMing me, how much is this? Yo, where can I get this? Let me So I'm like, yo, if I put music with this shit, maybe they'll tap in. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
Yeah. So that's coming soon. Like it's coming soon. That shit is called You Are What You Eat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, bet. So what you got into this weekend? You did anything special?
This weekend, let me see what the fuck. All I did was grind, get money, man. That's what I'm doing right now for the remainder of this year. You know what I'm saying? It's like stacking up tracks and getting money and working on my crafts. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Multiple crafts and shit.
Word. So we gonna get into all your craft and what you got going on and all that shit. I'm gonna start off. How was excuse me. How were you as a kid, man? Who was Ray as a kid?
Who is Ray as a kid?
Yeah, man, young Ray.
Ooh, young Ray. All right. So, growing up, I want to say the first place I moved was like to Brooklyn, New York, Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay. I
ain't even gonna lie. Like, living in New York, that shit really like paved the way on like my characteristics and really raised me to who you know what I'm saying? Like halfway to who I become, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to say, I ain't gonna say I was a regular kid because I always thought different. You know what I'm saying? I always, like, I know how, you know what I'm saying? You remember 106 and Park and shit used to be on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to watch that shit and with my older brother and shit, and we used to, like, just say, yo, we always gonna be on one of these, like, we gonna be on this TV show or we gonna have our music videos or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Always been freestyling, always since 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? 6, 7.
Okay.
Always been musically inclined.
So you was outside? Like, what was you doing, though, like, other than music? Because I'm going to get into music, of course. You're a musician. That's why we here. But, like, I'm trying to get people an insight to who you really are type shit. So, like, you know, you play sports?
You know what I'm saying? Ironically, I hate football. You know what I'm saying? I only hated football because, you know what I'm saying, I had a chance to take it serious, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. So ever since then, that ain't work out. You know what I'm saying? I always gravitated towards music. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? other than that, like I only was outside when I moved to South Carolina. I ain't even gonna lie. That shit, I always tell people like when I was born in Florida, I was born here. You know what I'm saying? But then I was raised in New York, but I really grew up in South Carolina. Like when I say grew up, I mean like, you know what I'm saying?
Your teenage years?
Yeah, teenagers, fucked your first bid. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
hit your first lick or whatever the fuck the case may be. That's how outside I was. I lived fast, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Yeah, that's another question. How were you more outside? Were you inside type shit?
Nah,
were you
nah,
a
I
gamer?
couldn't.
Were you like?
hell nah, I was more of a gang banger in South Carolina. I ain't even gonna say gang banger because it was more organized than being in the gang and shit. Shout out to the GDs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cliff Savage. Shout out to RP to Jay Murder, RP to Kevon, RP to Mel Bryant. You know what I'm saying? All the lost ones. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them.
For sure. So like, I'm just you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm trying to get people more insight to you type shit when you was young. So like, I don't want to get into the negative shit, but like, I guess I'll ask like, what were your parents like growing up? Like, were they strict?
So basically, so I'm gonna say this. My mom knows I'm gonna say this all the time though. My mom was a hustler. Like she hustled anything. Like she used to do hair. She used to dance. Not stripper either. You don't try me. Don't try me with a camera. Don't try me. You know what I'm saying? She used to dance. You know what I'm saying? She was real good. She used to run track and shit like that. So, basically, you know what I'm saying? My mom has 8 kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, on my dad's side, he only got 3. I'm the baby and shit. So I had the best of both worlds. My dad was like, my dad is Haitian. You know what I'm saying? My mom is mixed with Jamaican and shit, but she wasn't raised Jamaican culturally. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even count that. So, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I would say I'm American Haitian. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know how Haitian parents be, you know what I'm saying? So my mom and my dad wasn't really together and shit like that. They was never really together as far as I remember, you know what I'm saying? But far as like being strict, my mom was like the cool mom. Like she used to tell us like, oh, when we babysit our little brother and sister and shit, like we couldn't have no boys over helping us babysit. So she would let us have, you know what I'm saying, like our homegirls, you know what I'm saying, come over. So I had
That makes sense. I got 4 sisters, my boy, so I already know the vibe.
Oh yeah. So you already tapped in. Yep. So we would have like, you know what I'm saying, like I would have probably like 3 of my homegirls. My other brother had 3 of his homegirls. Other brother had 3 of his homegirls, and we would just be a house full of bitches and shit. And you know what I'm saying, we just wilding out. You know what I'm saying? My mom basically like, she'll never be home. She like to party a lot and shit like that. So when she's outside, she's outside. When she's outside, we outside. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's how I learned how to drink Henny, and you know what I'm saying, and drive and shit. Cause I was like, what, 14, drinking my mom Hennessy, picking her up from the club and shit.
Mine's why we do not condone drinking and driving.
Nah, I never recommend that. Like, don't ever. Always be safe, kids. Always be safe. Don't be like Ray Louis, man. Don't
go ahead.
Louis.
No, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But yeah, basically, like, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brothers, we was always in the club like 13, 14, 15, like partying with grown niggas. South Carolina is different. They got a lot of holes in the wall. I know you know what a hole in the wall is.
For sure.
Like a lot of those, you know what I'm saying? You'll see anything going down in that shit. So
there's actually a club in Atlanta called Hole in the Wall.
Nah, that's dope. I ain't even gonna lie. I gotta go to Atlanta.
Nah, you never been?
No. I've been. I performed and all in Atlanta.
Okay.
I fuck with Atlanta vibes.
Okay. No, Atlanta's fire.
AC3 and shit. Yeah.
Shout out to Cuzzo and everybody out in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to the Hole in the Wall. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with those type of vibes. I ain't even gonna lie. That shit helps you. You know what I'm saying? That shit helped me build character. Like seeing people in the club, how they conduct themselves, like how to move around, maneuver and shit. Yeah. Like that's how that was. But as far as my dad, like, you know what I'm saying, being on the Haitian side, I want to say I was really raised by his mom, which is my grandma and shit. She was strict. Like, she ain't play that. She was the church going, like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't play that. She used to make me and my brother walk in the hot sun and shit. You know what I'm saying? We was living in Broward. You know what I'm saying, making us walk to fucking church. We used to cry and shit in church and all types of shit. Like, I hated that shit. Sometimes we used to act like we walked to the church and just walk around all day until church was over, and then she would pick us up and shit. Like, that type of shit. Yeah. But, yeah, all that shit, like, really helped build character. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, so you said North or South Carolina?
South Carolina.
All right, so how did South Carolina, like, influence you to who you are today type shit?
South Carolina, man. I ain't even gonna lie. All right, since I ain't had no family in South Carolina, I ain't even gonna lie. RP, my brother Quan, you know what I'm saying? That was my older brother's best friend. He got killed by one of the rival gang members, they was Bloods and shit. He got killed by a Blood that used to try to set me up, like type shit every fucking day. Like that nigga just had it out for me. Unfortunately, it happened to him, but you know what I'm saying? Like from that situation, I just learned a lot. Like you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot because I done had kids and shit in South Carolina after I had kids. That shit made me do a whole 360. Like, damn, I can't be out here beefing with my ops. Like, yo, it's got to be something bigger. I know I'm talented. Everybody tells me I'm talented. I need to be in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of shit. But I just never took the music serious in South Carolina. But South Carolina is like, if you have, it's nothing but woods. So you have nothing to do but just hang out, chill, and figure out what you want to do with your life. So, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the vibes out there, but at the same time, you could get caught up in that little circle. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a rat in the little glass case and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't never seen places like Florida, Brooklyn, you'll just be stuck there in that little glass case and everybody just watching you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See the barbecue and mill doing that bitch. Yeah, so you got to make something out of nothing in South Carolina. That's why, like, even in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with both. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of similar and shit, like, in North and South Carolina. That's why, like, I fuck with J. Cole's and the Babies and shit like that. Like, that shit, like, watching them, that shit inspired me. Like, damn, if they came out of nowhere, they made a little mark, I could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah.
So what music was your parents listening to growing up that you heard around the crib?
Man, in South Carolina, like with my mom, we had a stepdad and shit. He died too. It's crazy because everybody dies in South Carolina. That's one thing you gonna, like, niggas just die early. Like, it could be a car accident, motorcycle accident, drugs. It could be niggas killing niggas. It could be all that. Like, it's just nothing. Like, to me, it's just nothing but death around that bitch. That's why I had to leave that. But my stepdad used to have this like CD case. He used to be like very like, I'm trying to find the word, like he had mad diverse shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll listen to like Silk and shit like that, old school Silk 112. You know what I'm saying? And my mom would listen to, you know what I'm saying, like Boyz II Men and shit like that.
Okay.
That's a lot of R&B shit. Like it was mostly R&B, but some you know what I'm saying, a little bit of Scarface. Like I ain't gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? I listened to a little Scarface, a little bit, Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? I was big on that. They was listening to that. They had the CDs. You know when niggas had the CD cases, shit, like bootleg DVDs. You know what I'm saying? That was that era. So I was listening to all that Cash Money. Who else? Far as Brooklyn, let me take you back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, like, you know what I'm saying? I used to listen to like Jay-Z a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like that became one of my favorite rappers because my uncles was rappers and shit. Shout out to Menace and shit. Okay. He basically like instilled the bars in me. Like, so if you ever hear me like on some shit like, oh shit, what the fuck that nigga say? And you making that like, I just bit into a sour lemon face. You know what I'm saying? Like making that, you know what I'm saying? That comes from that. You know what I'm saying? That side Word. Of the family and shit. Word. So I was like, I wasn't really too big on like the country shit until I moved to South Carolina. Like Jeezy was the first nigga that I really tapped into. I ain't even gonna lie. Like he was just talking all that shit that I was seeing in those clubs at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, damn, I fuck with this nigga. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? So when I finally went back to New York on that Jeezy shit, niggas was looking at me crazy. Like, who the fuck is this nigga Jeezy? Da da da. I was like, nah, y'all gotta listen to this nigga. He was the first nigga like I knew from the South that really had lines, like punchlines, like, and even though they was simple, but they was still direct to the point, like music to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of shit.
Word. So you talk about Jeezy and shit. Like, who was your first favorite artist?
First favorite artist was Jay-Z. Like, definitely Jay-Z. Like, the Blueprint album really turned me on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never forget this day when that shit, like, really first dropped. New York never ran a song back twice. You know what I'm saying? They ran Renegade with Eminem. I learned that song from left to right, right to left. I could rap that shit backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think he got renegaded on that, as the saying goes, or do you think he did it? You know, he did his thing and Eminem just did his thing, or do you think Eminem really?
I want to say listening to both of them because they come from different, like, you know what I'm saying, lifestyles. both of them bodied that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Eminem was talking on like what he was going through, and Jay-Z was talking about like the shit that he was going through. More likely, I related to Jay-Z more than Eminem, but it was just something about Eminem's wordplay and what he was talking about, and me knowing him as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like that really tapped me in. Like,
Word. It's only right I get the the white boy's opinion. You feel like Eminem got you feel like Jay-Z got renegated, or you feel like Ray?
For me, it's more of a rubric of preference, and I kind of prefer like the flow in certain things that Jay-Z did more subtly. I mean, obviously they both killed it, but if I'm gonna actually talk preference, I think Jay-Z was a little smoother.
Word.
That's facts though. I ain't even gonna lie. Jay-Z was a lot smooth. He was like, yo. Like,
M was more angry, you know.
Yeah, he was more
as M
aggressive.
is.
I like the person who could keep their cool. You know?
Cool Hand Luke is. You know what I'm saying? All right, now, so I got who your favorite first artist was. So when did you know you wanted to start making music?
I want to say when I moved here in 2019 or some shit. Yeah, 2019.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's when I met you.
Word. Around that time, that's when I
that's
really
when I met
started. Because, you know what I'm saying? My older brother was always into music, like, always. Like, me, I was too much into getting money. Like, you know what I'm saying? However it was, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he will always tell me, like, yo, you got the talent too. Like, you got the bars. Like, you make everybody say, like, yo, what did he say? You need to be in the studio. So one day, he was already living down here in Broward and shit. He called me. It was a situation going on. And it was like, damn, I could either stay here in this little rat trap or I could come down here and just, like, shut shit down.
Yeah.
I made that choice, come down here. And I never looked back since, you know what I'm saying, 2019. So I really started taking music serious in 2019. I'm not even gonna lie, I moved back to New York in 2014. That's when my second cousin is Greasy, when Bobby Shmurda be like, free Greasy, let all of my dogs out. That's my second cousin.
Okay.
So my first insight to some celebrity shit, like being around celebrities, was being around Bobby Shmurda for like 2 weeks. Okay. That was right before he caught that little charge or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? My cousin Greasy had just got out, and he was like, yo, my man's is Bobby. Like, that's me he talking about. I was like, nah, that's not you. And he was like, yo, he got a show in the Bronx. So I was like, all right, I want to slide. So we slid, and I ain't even gonna lie. I seen this nigga Bobby at a hotel. This nigga had 2 bitches standing by the elevator and slapped both of these bitches with $15,000. That's when I knew this lifestyle was about to be crazy. I was like, yo. And these bitches was laughing, like, they was just laughing, like, right after they got slapped, like, oh, yeah, like, stop playing. I was like, no.
Hell no, Bobby living that life.
Word. So that just, like, kind of turned me on. But then, you know what I'm saying, I didn't know how to record myself. So when I came down here, that's when I really found out, like, oh, okay, you could switch up tones, you could switch up flows, you could punch in. You don't have to bar for bar. They gon', you know what I'm saying, they gonna tap in.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned that little formula, and that's how I got to where I'm at, like, right now to this day.
Okay. So I know you said Jay-Z was your first favorite artist, but who else were your musical influences?
Coming from South Carolina, let me see, J. Cole, like, definitely J. Cole had a big influence, and not only because he was from North Carolina or the Carolinas, it was because I was hearing a lot of people saying, yo, it's a dude that you sound like or sounds like you on the radio. And then, you know what I'm saying, I was like, nah, what's the song? They kept telling me it's a song called Who Dat. You know what I'm saying? Once I heard that song, I was like, nah, I became a fan instantly. You know what I'm saying? Ever since then, I just been Dreamville fan, like, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, Kanye played a big part. DMX, you know what I'm saying? Biggie, of course, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Jadakiss. I'm not even gonna lie. He showed me, like, bars, like how you could relate real life shit into the hardest bars you could motherfucking think of. You know what I'm saying? So D Block, Jadakiss. 50, like when 50 came out, he was a different, you know what I'm saying? He was a different nigga. He was just different. He was more on the marketing side. That gave me a glimpse on, okay.
On business.
Yeah, on
the
business
side
like,
of music type shit.
Yeah, it's a bag out
Yeah,
there.
he was in the early type shit. He definitely introduced the business side to us early with the whole G-Unit sneakers and just promoting G-Unit period. Like,
Hell yeah,
what I'm
G-Unit
saying?
sneakers are
The
ugly
fucking
as
vitamin
fuck, though.
water.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure.
Let me see.
You saying a lot of rappers though, like, I mean, for the people that don't know, you know, Ray Lewis's music, you know, he does a lot of ballad, a lot of R&B. You rap too, like you be rapping,
Yeah.
but you harmonize a lot type shit. So
Yeah.
like I'm waiting to hear like, you know, where that came from because, you know, I'm gonna get into it, but there's a song Order 86.
Yeah,
you know,
facts.
like, you know, that's where you know, you rapping.
Word. Shout
You
out
know
to
what
Will
I'm saying?
Knows too, man.
Yeah,
Shout out. He
yeah.
produced that shit. That shit.
Yeah, man. So you rapping. You got other songs like I don't know if this is the name of the song, excuse me, but like, you know, too much.
Oh, it's
too
called
much.
You're Good. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
You're Good.
Will Knows
Okay.
produced that too.
See,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you got songs like that, you know what I'm saying, where you're really getting your R&B bag, you're stretching your voice and shit. So, like, where did that influence come from? Because I'm hearing the rap influences, but I'm waiting on where that shit came from.
Basically, I used to listen to niggas like The Dream, Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? It's like the niggas who know how to do the falsettos. You know what I'm saying? Like The Weeknd. Like I was always a big fan of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Even Silk was like my favorite R&B group. That was because of my mom and my stepdad. You know what I'm saying? That CD case I was telling you, like that shit. Like when I heard that shit, and plus we was getting a lot of bitches. That shit is something about R&B that relates to, you know what I'm saying? Not even just that. It's just like you could easily get your pain out, or, you know what I'm saying, express yourself through R&B or melodic vibes rather than really sitting there thinking about like making this word rhyme when you're trying to tell your story rapping, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I would listen to, you know what I'm saying, like, let me see, who the fuck? Like Maxwell Usher, you know what I'm saying, Chris Brown. I tapped into who do I listen? Oh, I'm tapping into SZA. Like I fuck with SZA. Like her album, crazy.
Yeah, album is nuts right now.
Crazy. Like
I really fuck with it.
even I
Snooze
fuck
is
with
my
Tory.
shit right now.
Yeah, no, Snooze. It's crazy because I was just telling this chick, like my homegirl that play Snooze. I was like, yo, she was doing a facial and shit. That's what I was doing today too. I meant to say that too.
Okay,
I did a
okay.
little facial. You know what I'm saying? Self care is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you need to get that on.
gotta
you know
do
what I'm
that.
saying?
Gotta
Got
do
to.
that. But yeah, I was listening to Snooze, and who I was about to say? Fuck, Tory. I listen to Tory Lanez like a lot. Drake, I fuck with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first heard that nigga, that's what really made me like, yo, nah, I could rap and I could motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Like do
Yeah,
some melodic
harmonize.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I fuck with Roddy Ricch. Who else? It's not too many because I don't want to be sounding like niggas. Future, you know what I'm saying? Future. Like I'm Future heavy. So I listen to him, like I be studying niggas too, like, yo, how do they do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just as way I study Jadakiss, you know what I'm saying? And then when I could put the two and two together, that shit is like, that shit crazy.
Yeah.
That's
That's how
crazy.
you get. I mean, honestly, that's how you get projects like I Don't Belong Here.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
like I was kind of like around the time where I met you. So like I was one of the first projects I had listened to.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That project to me was hard. You know, it definitely displays your what's the versatility? You know what I'm saying? You're rapping and you're doing the whole melodic thing I'm talking about. You're stretching your voice out. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing the growth and the elevation from that because you've been stretching it out more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if it's you're in a better studio predicament or you're working with different producers or you're experimenting with different you know what I'm saying? You're in the means.
Yeah, nah. Definitely, it was something about that producer, Will Knows. When we first met, it was like, You're Good was the first song, you know what I'm saying? That the song you was talking about, You're Good. So when we first met, I got in the booth and I freestyled that whole thing, and he was like, we just knew. And that project, that little EP only took like, I want to say a week. You know what I'm saying? Because once that first song happened, we came right back. Did it again, repeat. You know what I'm saying? Ever since then, we got like mad tracks together. We got 2 projects right now and a third one coming out called Made For Us. You know what I'm saying? The other one is the Black Tape. You know what I'm saying? That's like the second part, like the sequel to the Black Tape 1. You know what I'm saying? That's a mixtape. So I got a tape,
talk about that
EP.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Black Tape 2 is more, that shit more like, you know what I'm saying, me coming in awareness of who I am and where I come from, like all 3 of these different places, you know what I'm saying, gave me the best of 3 worlds. So I put it together with awareness of like what's going on, like with like all these police shootings, why these, you know what I'm saying, people getting off, you know what I'm saying, these white people, like these crackers, they just getting off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, they just getting off, and I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just basically bringing awareness. I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped a song called Black History. You know what I'm saying? Basically letting you know, like, I know what the fuck is going on, like, type shit. Yeah, so that's what that mixtape was about, really.
Or no, as far as I know you, bro, you've always been in tune type shit. You've always been willing to learn more about, you know, what's going on type shit. You've had an open mind towards everything type shit. Every time we talk, bro, it's like a deep conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I met you at the Blue House, like 2019. You know, we were both, you know, trying to find ourselves, trying to figure out what was going on. I didn't even know you were just getting into music. I thought you was been doing music, you know what I'm saying, this whole time. When I met you, because your energy was, I guess, like you said, you was grinding. That's where your head was at. So
Facts.
So yeah, man, like you definitely have an open mind, and I appreciate that in you type shit. You know, we could talk about anything.
Nah, cause I seen you was on like you big on the shroom and shit, like the shrooms and shit.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
definitely big on the psychedelics. I still partake, but I haven't done them in a while. But back then, I was.
Yeah.
It was.
You was tapped in, like
yeah,
you
it was every week. I was definitely experimenting more than I'm not gonna say more than I should have, but I definitely tapped in a lot. And it helped me a lot too.
Yeah, one of the things I want to say about like the shrooms and shit, like psychedelics, really like it's mad like misconceptions about that shit. Like they won't tell you that like shrooms will help your depression and cures like suicidal thoughts and builds you. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even physically, like you could microdose and hit the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like even boxers would do it and they would see their opponent's moves 3 seconds before it even happened, like type shit.
Yeah.
That's how tapped in like you could be. You know what I'm saying? On that note, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? That's why like I dibble and dabble, you know what I'm saying? But I don't do too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't go crazy.
Yeah.
You just gotta be safe. It is safe, you know what I'm saying? I never heard of nobody overdosing on those shrooms and shit.
Yeah,
like
I never heard of anybody overdosing on shrooms, but I've definitely had bad trips. I think that's why people like have that you know, a stigma towards shrooms, because you are able to have a bad trip.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's not.
It's crazy.
It's not impossible to have one type shit. So
yeah, facts. I never had a bad trip, and I would think like before I even take them, like I'd be like, nah, should I take it? I'm gonna have a. But every time I take them, it's like all good.
Yeah, you definitely
love,
gotta
like,
be aware type shit of, you know, your mind state and, you know, the people you're around and what you about to do. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gotta have your day planned out if you are not sure. And if you're not sure, you shouldn't take them.
Facts.
You
You
know what I'm
ever recorded on shrooms and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. Plenty of songs. Plenty of songs that are out. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I think I sent you a couple that I recorded on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't low key work on some shit.
Word, we.
Yeah,
All right.
we was in the studio together for a minute. Remember we had that little studio in Miami? I think you still be there.
Yeah.
You still be out there, or whatever.
Yeah. I remember that. I ain't even gonna lie. We recorded some crazy shit that night. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
ain't
night
even
was
gonna lie.
crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, all of us, me, you, Ray, and somebody else was out there. There's a lot of people out there that night.
Word.
Yeah, drugs was crazy, bro. Drugs was crazy. But speaking of the Black Tape, man, like you got a lot of songs on there that you know what I'm saying, that like I don't mean to sound like that guy, but you know, they got them stars on there, so you know they're being played.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? As an artist, you know, I pay attention to that. You know,
Okay, facts.
My albums that got stars on them, at least I know that, you know what I'm saying, y'all are rotating
Yeah,
that, so I
somebody
appreciate it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody tapping in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm gonna start with Lord of the Rings, cause you be working with New Miles a lot.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
New Miles.
saying?
Shout out to New Miles, New Said, you know what I'm saying? New Nami, you know what I'm saying? LXY, that's the gang, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to G-Lon Musk, you know what I'm saying? ZBI, we in here.
Yeah, man. So what was the inspiration behind that song?
Basically, that was supposed to be all 3 of our songs. We were supposed to come out with a tape, but when we was writing that shit, like some of us was on shrooms, some of us was like, you know what I'm saying, just lit. We was just making music. That's what we do. We link up. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron. So New Miles, New Said, like they make me better. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I make them better. They make me better. So every time we get together, we level up. So basically, we was just freestyling, and you know what I'm saying. And when I heard the beat, I was like, hold on, Miles was mumbling something, and then I started mumbling something, and I heard, that bitch on froze. And that was it. Like, we just started going in. Said came in with the melody, and I was like, nah, we gotta put that at the beginning. Sometimes I'm like the biggest composer. I could hear some shit that they did at the end and say, nah, that shit need to be at the beginning, and this shit need to be in the middle, and just putting shit together like that. And that's how that shit came. Like, word. Like, that's one of my favorite songs. I ain't even gonna lie. I never performed that shit. I wanna perform that though.
Damn, why not?
Cause I never felt.
You
I
don't
always
want them together.
I don't know. It's just like when it come to me performing this shit, it's like I don't know what the crowd might want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got all types of shit. It's like I could turn up here, or you know what I'm saying. Do I feel like I always go off of my feeling? But every time I pick a song, it's just like, oh, okay, like they fuck with it either way. Like you know what I'm saying? Cause a lot of my songs are personal and shit. So even Lord of the Rings, you know what I'm saying, on that verse, like I feel, you know what I'm saying, I was talking to my ops, like y'all know, like, yeah, I just put the bars together, but y'all know.
Word. So you like performing more, you like recording more, or do you like recording, shooting music videos?
I ain't even gonna lie, I like performing and recording equally. You know what I'm saying? Shooting the videos is like a headache. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. First of all, I'm independent right now, so I'm paying for my video, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be on the same time as the cameraman. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure everything's right. You got to make sure if you got extras, they got to be there. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to basically be the artist, the manager, the video camera, the director, and all that. And one, if you want your shit to go the way it did, you know what I'm saying? You want it to. So I think that's like a big headache for me, you know what I'm saying? Like shooting the videos. But performing that shit, I love that shit. Like, because I get to see and meet new people. Every time I go perform, I get new followers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that helps. Like, oh, shit, damn, this niggas out here that relates to this shit. And they know exactly what I be talking about, even if I ain't say it verbally. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, I'm going through this shit with my situation, too. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit be resonating with niggas. I'm like, all right.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's therapeutic. Definitely.
That's what's up, man. Talk about Homer Simpson.
Ooh.
Featuring Legacy, because Legacy, you know what I'm saying, he be doing big things.
Facts.
Yeah, he be doing big things, so shout out to Legacy.
Facts. Shout out, that's Big Bro, man. Shout out to Big Bro. We out next. We here.
Yeah, so how'd that song come about?
Basically, shout out to Derek, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a little backstory on that shit. Like, so we was going to this studio called the Pink House. You know what I'm saying? It was some lit-ass studio in Miami. Like, only selected niggas knew what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, where the studio was. Basically, Derek is Kodak's producer, engineer, you know what I'm saying, now. But before, Kodak was fucking with Islo, and this was before Kodak got arrested the first time or some shit. He got locked up the first time. So when he got out, he met Derek, and he told, like, his probation officer the Pink House was his home, so that's what he used for probation. So we couldn't even use the Pink House no more, you know what I'm saying? Damn. So we basically switched engineers, you know what I'm saying, because he was working with Islo, and we was working with Derek, and we switched, you know what I'm saying? So we went to Islo, he stayed with Derek and shit, you know what I'm saying? Right now, to this day, you know what I'm saying, Derek is with Kodak, like, right now, making them hits, like, making some crazy shit. So, you know what I'm saying?
Shout
Sometimes,
out to Derek.
yeah, facts. Shout out to Derek, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so basically we was at the Pink House. It was me, New Said, New Miles. We would book like sessions and shit. So and Derek and shit. So I had this beat. I like to write before I go to the studio. Okay. But I'll probably write like 30% of my song before I even finish it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll have like the main idea of what I want to talk about. So I just had that hook already. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I told my bro, I was like, yo, I want you on this song. He was like, yeah. He don't never write shit. I'm like, yo, you gonna write? Nah, I got it. Like, da-da-da. It's done. Nigga never write shit. We went to the studio. Boom, played the beat. I went in. Derek somehow made me sound crazier than the motherfucker. And you know what I'm saying? My brother was like, nah, let me go in. And I was like, yo, you wrote? He was like, I got it. Nigga just went in there, just did that shit. Like, I was like, damn, that shit crazy. Ever since then, that shit taught me, like, oh, I could go off the feeling. Like, I could just go off the feeling and still body shit. That nigga did that shit one take, no punching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, shawty. I said, whoa, shawty. You know what I'm saying? That shit's so crazy to me. Like, so that just taught me. That's when I first, like, really moved down here, too. Like, that was one of the 4 songs that I ever recorded, you know what I'm saying, at that time. Word. And he hopped on that shit and bodied that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah. Shout out to Derek, though. He mixed that shit.
Word. So what keeps you inspired as an artist now? Because I know, like, as an artist, me, myself, like, I be getting uninspired easily more than I get inspired. And it's hard for me to create when you're not inspired because you can't force yourself. When you try to force yourself, shit don't come out right.
Facts.
Shit don't sound right.
Facts.
Shit seem lame. It don't seem real. Like, so how do you as an artist stay inspired?
I'm always. It's like, all right. So it's like, I could either get me a good, great 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? That I was slave for, and not be able to come up with raps or some shit, or I could work for a family business and do music at the same time, and I got, you know what I'm saying, children, people depending on me. It's like, what inspires me is like when I play songs for people and they be like, yo, nigga, you sound better than half of these niggas I know, or half of these niggas on the radio, or da-da-da, like, and when people I don't know, like, even tells me that, like, yo, I didn't even expect you to sound like that. It's like, that's what keeps me going, you know what I'm saying? But my drive is like, it's therapeutic for me at the same time. If I didn't do this, I probably would have spent on a couple of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have spent on a couple of niggas, like, if I didn't stay tapped in on this music shit. So that's where my drive goes, like, and my inspiration, like, what I'm going through. I write the best music under pressure, when I'm broke, when I'm down bad, when I'm, you know what I'm saying? That's when I make the best music. So that inspires me, you know what I'm saying? That keeps me focused, keeps me straying away from, you know what I'm saying, negative energy and shit like that. It's therapeutic.
So you would definitely say music saved your life.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? On some B.O.B. shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Music. No, it's Lupe. I'm tripping. Lupe. My bad, B.O.B. I put you up there, though. You still up there, though. But Lupe, my bad. No disrespect.
Oh, word. So who was
Oh, Lupe is one of them niggas, too. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, Lupe is one of them niggas that had me tapped into.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna cap.
Nah, Kick Push was definitely a start to a lot of shit.
Yeah, that hippie
shit.
wave.
Yeah, that album was nuts. Mm-hmm. Lupe was low-key supposed to be Ye.
Yeah, facts. Ye knew that shit too, but.
And then
you know
eat, and then
big bank take little bank.
You know what I'm saying? So we talked about your musical influences or whatever, but like, what about your life influences? Like, who influenced you in life? Type shit. It could be a family member. It could be somebody, you know what I'm saying, like a celebrity. It could be anybody that, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you, a coworker, a boss, or something. You know, anybody that influenced you in life.
I want to say it's my family and my friends. To be more specific, is like, you are, you know what I'm saying, your surroundings. So if you ain't around good vibes, you're not gonna be a good vibe ass nigga. You're not gonna be if you're not around hustlers, you're not gonna be a hustler. If you're not around, you know what I'm saying, musicians, you're not gonna be around musicians. So basically, you know what I'm saying, my older brother Legacy, like, he definitely showed me the ropes and showed me how to, you know what I'm saying, record myself. New Nami, she showed me, like, really how to structure my melodic waves and doing bridges and shit like that. Like, she brought another side out of me that, you know what I'm saying, her and, you know what I'm saying, New said, Miles always kept me, you know what I'm saying, sharp. Like, New Miles kept me sharp on my bars, and my cadence is like, damn, how does nigga switch it up like that? You know what I'm saying? And his topics, because he talk about real life shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my cousin Kush Boy, like, you know what I'm saying, even with the Trap Bocce shit, like, being a chef, like, he was always a better cook than me, like, always, like, but when I got around him, I just leveled up, like, oh shit, I see an opportunity with what I'm really good at, and, you know what I'm saying, what I'm all right at, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just gonna fuse these two together. So I'm just learning things from each and every one of them. You know what I'm saying? Even my oldest sister Tish, like, she was even working with like Heavy D, like, back in the day, like in 1995 or some shit like that. Like, seeing that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause she was real like R&B, like, could sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, could sing like a motherfucker. Like, I wish I could have got that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying? But that shit, she inspired me just by her story, and she could have took it far, but she didn't want it. She was like, I just want to be simple. You know what I'm saying? She could have been big as my, you know what I'm saying, bigger than where my brother is at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she didn't. You know what I'm saying? She's like, all right, I'm gonna lead this shit, lead this little legacy to legacy, and you know what I'm saying? Ray Lewis, like, so I'm like, oh, okay, so. You know what I'm saying? Those are who really inspires me, like, and my children. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Children, let me tell y'all something about children. Children will teach you something. You'll always learn from children. You know what I'm saying? They'll teach you things that you'll never know. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because they're fresh, reincarnating, coming back, and they still be tapped in. They'll say some things that'll fuck you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to think about the things that they saying, because they really be old souls out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a strong believer in that, like, type shit. So my children do say things to me like, damn, like, where are you from? Where did you come from? And it makes me think and get back in the studio like, oh, okay, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man. Let's talk about fatherhood, man. Like, how you enjoying it, man? How many, for the people that don't know, how many kids you got?
I only got 2 kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Two.
I ain't gonna put the age out because y'all gonna start like,
okay.
No. But being a father is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit is like very inspiring. Like, it just teaches you that it shows you that you're not only here for self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a whole, you know what I'm saying? A whole. I'm gonna keep saying legacy. You got a whole legacy to leave for them. You know what I'm saying? For your nieces, your nephews. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? Not even just my children, because I feel like a village, you know what I'm saying? Like a village raises a family, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So So my niece is your niece, you know what I'm saying? Your niece is, you know what I'm saying, is my cousin, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So even with that, being a father, like, that just shows you, like, it's more to life than it's just you. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
that shit makes you go harder at whatever the fuck you doing. Even if you going through problems, even if you not even in your children's life right now, like, type shit. Like, that shit still gives you that drive somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't ever think it's too late, because it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tap in. You know what I'm saying? You going to get blessed, like, for real.
For sure. So we gonna get into these quick fire questions real quick. You know what I'm saying? Before we end off this beautiful interview, because you are a beautiful soul, my boy.
I appreciate that, my brother.
Already know. So quick questions. My favorite movie is.
My favorite movie is Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Okay. Man,
Like,
okay.
no
Man.
cap.
That's a good answer. Life was easier before.
You know, I was gonna say Life, but then I love Ray Charles just as much as I
crazy.
love Life. Like,
Life
if you would have
was-
said too, like, Life.
Yeah.
Both-
Life was a great movie.
Facts.
Slept on too.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? And I love both of them because my name is in both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, why you always saying nasty shit, Ray? 'Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that type of shit. Yeah, so.
For sure. Hot or cold? I think I asked you
Cold.
a question before, but you said cold.
No, hot. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I can't live in
Why?
New York no more. Like, I can't stand the cold in New York. Like, I can't stand the winter. I love Florida because it could almost get like a little bit of New York, you know what I'm saying? But like I'd rather be hot, like hot. I'm an Aries, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm fire sign, so I gotta I'm in the kitchen all day, so I'm used to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sweating making y'all food, like, you know what I'm saying? Like cooking up.
Cooking now. We'll be cooking now.
Like that type of shit.
Yeah, I had to ask you before I just forgot. Life was easier before.
Life was easier before I was aware of, before I was conscious, like before I knew who I was. Like life was easier before then. Once you know who you are, like it's just like it gets crazy, but you gotta stay balanced and grounded and shit like that. Like,
Okay. I would think, once you know who you are, it becomes a little easier. But I could definitely understand, like, conscious of, like, everything else. It may become, like, if you can't tolerate it, I guess, if you can't deal with it, it may become a little difficult.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of suicidal thoughts be coming. Like, damn, I know this shit is going on, but nobody hears me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that nigga name? The producer. Damn, I forgot his name. It's gonna come back to me. Fuck it. It's gonna come back to me.
You like being in the mix or out the way?
Both. Could I pick both? Like,
I mean,
we got it. Both. Like,
why do you say both?
Because I could be an introvert and an extrovert. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I love going out, but then sometimes I'll think that I love going out, and then I'll be out, and I'll be like, damn, I could have just been by myself writing music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or working on my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just depends. It really depends.
I feel that. You got anything else you want to say to the people? Any closing thoughts? Then you want to shout out? Any people you want to shout out?
Man, shout out to Trap Bocce, shout out to Legacy, shout out to New Miles, New Sad, New Nami, shout out to New Wave, you know what I'm saying, New Records, shout out to ZBI, you know what I'm saying, shout out to G-Lon Musk, you know what I'm saying, he upcoming, like, you know what I'm saying, we got some shit on the way, I ain't even
G-Lon Musk.
Yeah, G-Lon Musk, and you, when y'all find out, like, why his name is G-Lon Musk, y'all gonna be like, damn, like, this nigga, this kid, like, he's up, like, he out there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him.
Alrighty.
Shout out to T. Lee too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ray Taylor. You know what I'm saying? And shout out this podcast. Shout out Rem. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out fucking Febo to God. Shout out to God.
Yeah, shout out Febo.
Facts. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. So this has been another episode of the Florida Vibe Directory. It's your host with the most that loves butter on his motherfucking toast. Just add water, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, Minds Wide Open. Follow us on Instagram. Show love. Make sure you follow my boy here, you know what I'm saying? New Ray Lewis, new NU_Ray. Is it underscore after that too?
Yeah.
Underscore Lewis.
LOUIS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, make sure you follow my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Show love to everybody that we interview here. Make sure you tune in on Saturdays to Proximity FM. We here every Saturday, 2 o'clock, 2 some. You know what I'm saying? It might not be 2 o'clock on the dot, but we going to be 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? We going to be there. But you know what I'm saying? Hey,
You know
show love.
God's timing. Let's go.
Love.
This is Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You are now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
Well, fuck that. It's straight.